not on the cloud. But this way, okay, the recording has started. So let's do an icebreaker. I'll stop sharing. And this icebreaker is one we tried out. In fact, 1 year ago, we were quite, we had some, how do you say that in English? Pre-sight of what was going to happen, because the subject of the session last year was, hey, what about remote facilitation? And how did we do it? Completely hybrid. We had people in Ghent, in Hasselt, in Leuven, and then we had cameras setting us together, and then we were going to try, we just made some new formats. And one of these formats is called in Dutch, ben ik hier, but in English it says, am I the only one here? So what it is, you take the word and you say, am I the only one here who is wearing a blue blouse? So the idea is that if you're not wearing a blue blouse, you just shut down your camera or just cover your camera. So I'm not wearing a blue blouse. Okay, and then we go to the next one. It's a great exercise to let your participants use their camera. Who wants to start up with a statement? Am I the only one here?
Yeah, John,
please do. John, do.
Am I the only one here with a bookcase in view?
Can you repeat, because I didn't understand?
Am I the only one here with a bookcase in view of the camera?
Okay.
Nice, Jord. I saw that camera move.
Yeah. So who from those who are still in the picture want to start, and the others can open their camera again? So who's next?
I'll go. Am I the only one with a black shirt on?
Okay, so Ronald or Steven? You're muted, Steven.
Am I the only one who has been casted away to his son's room because downstairs his family is like doing things and cast away?
Yeah. Okay, who's next?
Am I the only one with gray hair?
Does
it
dyed
count
hair
if you
count?
paint it?
Yeah.
Okay, last one. David?
Am I the only one who went for a walk outside today? Nice,
Yeah.
nice.
Still,
Good.
Many people who went outside, and it was beautiful weather in Belgium, at least. I don't know what it was in Germany. But okay, let's go to our agenda. So I'll give Jord, Sarah, Nele, and Stephen and Charles-Louis some 2-3 minutes to explain what they will do in their sessions. So let's start with Jord.
Good evening, everybody. What I propose to you today is to try the online version of a card game on the 3D table. So you will be able to experience something new in terms of format. Possibly it's built on Tabletopia, and the game is to let you discover what is your type of personality and the type of communication which goes with that. The goal is once you have discovered your type of personality and you know to recognize the other ones, you can start to improve your collaboration, your communication by adapting your way of communicating to the others. So that's for the best in the team collaboration. I will be able to welcome 6 people only. That's the limitation of the size of the table, of the virtual table in 3D. But some others can still join with the link and have a look, but won't be able to interact with the deck of cards because there is only 6 of them. Well,
Is there a minimum, Jord?
no, it could be just one person.
Okay, good. Then we go to Sarah.
So I'm looking for a crew to go on a mission to Mars, where we have a agile robot on the spaceship, and he or she will take us to Mars. We're going to do an agile planning game where we will plan our stay on Mars. I need maximum of 10 people, and I guess 3 is the minimum to plan something. So. And I won't tell much more because you have to be immersed into the game to understand the story.
Okay, thank you, Sarah. Nele.
Yeah, hello, welcome. Well, it's all about the manifesto. Not only the 6th principle, but we will create an own team manifesto. So in real life, you can use it for your own team, or you can play it with people who are not a team. In order to understand better how the Agile Manifesto has been built.
Okay. Minimum, maximum, Nele?
Well, minimum, let's say like 3, maximum 10, I would say.
Okay. And then we go to the people who will stay in the main room, so not go to a breakout session, which has helped me because I'm the technical facilitator. So, it's great if some people stay in the main room, so I can also participate a bit. Okay, so Steven and Charles-Louis, what are you going to do?
Well, I will start with restating, of course, the obvious, which everyone knows the most efficient and effective method of conveying information to and within a development team is face-to-face conversation. You all know that, and we all do this remotely. So, like, what's the thing? So we are going to explore this and to see, okay, you know, we've been saying this, it's the 20th anniversary as well as the Manifesto for Agile Software Development. So how does this sentence, or how can we maybe translate this into today, and how can we make our conversations as effective as if we were face to face?
I will contribute on that side that if we have some question popping up or we need to crowdsource, then we're going to use a 2510 from Liberating Structures, but in remote style. So it's if you ever done it, but this is the remote version, so it's kind of fun, and we crowdsource. So I'll jump in when I notice, like, let's crowdsource. So Charlotte, if you see the point, just shout.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the minimum is can we do it with one, Steven? I wonder.
It's going to be more fun with a few of people, like I would say 3, 4, 5 people, and there is no maximum.
No maximum.
No. Voila. So I hope that for all of you, you can make up your mind what you're going to do. So I repeat for people who just joined. So we have the MiWi cards, the mission to Mars, create your own manifesto, and the 6th principle of the Agile Manifesto. So we're a bit ahead of time, but that gives us more time for the tryouts. So I wouldn't waste any time. So you can go to the breakout rooms yourself. You find how you can do that. So you see there. The 3 dots up, yes.
Before people go to the breakout room, I would like to make sure, because this is also a tryout session where people can try out their games and get feedback. Where does the feedback happen?
Yeah, so what we foresaw is that at 2020, I will broadcast to everybody, it's 2020, and that at that moment you can already in your group see that you can do get some feedback in there. Then at 2030, we'll do a retro with Mentimeter, in which you can also put some data and everybody can see that, and then we'll start the networking. Okay, so how do you go to the breakout room? Normally you see 4 squares, or you click on ... and you see breakout rooms. So for MiWi cards, mission to Mars, and create your own manifesto, you go to the breakout rooms, and the others just stay in this room. So let's take some time, and when you're all there, you can start your session and have fun.
I'm in the main room, but where do you find this breakout room thing?
I don't think they're open yet.
Okay.
Didn't I open the breakout rooms? Oh,
I
sorry.
couldn't see it either. Like, where?
Yes, where?
Can you repeat just how?
Oh, there it is.
No, they're open.
Voilà.
One of the games, find
Yeah.
the breakout rooms.
They all
Sorry.
recorded.
There was a question.
There was a couple.
Can you just explain how you get to the breakout rooms? Sorry.
Yeah. So if you go on the 4 squares or on the ... breakout rooms, you can see the 3 breakout rooms and you can just join one. Yeah. Or you can stay here for the 4th session.
Yeah, I don't have 4 squares. Sorry.
And the ... and then breakout rooms?
Don't have a ...
Are you joining from a computer or
Yes,
from?
from a computer.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in the bottom of the screen where you have microphone, stop video and everything,
Yeah,
you've got share screen, right?
yeah.
Next to the share screen, you should have breakout rooms.
No, I have record.
And
But
next to
Biliana,
record,
I can bring you to the room. To which room would you want to go?
The MiWi or Mission to Mars.
I see that the MiWi cards are already full, so I'll bring you to the Mission to Mars. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Voila. Just click and join.
okay,
Voila.
great.
I'll stop sharing.
Yep. Okay, fantastic. Welcome. Well, you didn't move at all, you know. So it's interesting to do this workshop where we will crowdsource a solution. And I think the key thing before we start crowdsourcing a solution is understanding the problem. I don't know if that makes any sense to you. So one thing I'd like maybe is if any one of you who's staying, and you know, Inge, you can also play along. Any one of you just tell in a short sentence, what is it that you want to fix, or what's the problem currently that you see in the 6th principle?
Do you want me to share the 6th principle, because I have it on my slides? Huh?
Why not as a small recap?
And so the first person who finds something, who say, okay, you know, this is wrong, and you just open up your microphone and then you say what you want to change, or what's the problem behind this? I'm going to read it out loud. The most efficient and effective method of conveying information to and within a development team is face-to-face conversation. Yeah, Tinati and Bruno?
I have to go to a breakout room, by the way.
Okay.
I can't share my screen.
You cannot share your screen.
Yeah, you made me co-host, but then my PC crashed, so maybe you have to do it again.
Ah, okay. I'll see how I can do that. Okay.
Leon is there also?
Yeah, we were only 2, so we decided to split up ourselves and join somewhere else. If it's still okay, Sarah.
Definitely. The more the merrier, unless it's more than 10.
Voila. I think I fixed it.
And also,
can you try again?
Yes.
The chat is disabled, no?
Yes, it would be nice to have the chat as well. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
All right.
I see it now, yeah. So I'll
Yes.
try and fix the chat as well.
Okay. So I'm not sure if we should wait any longer.
No.
No, I think everybody's in their room, so let me start. So hi, welcome everyone. You are the selected crew to go on a mission to Mars. A bit of a history about this game. It's actually not mine. I found it online, and it's actually a board game. But so currently I'm working at Baloise, and we're starting up new agile teams. And I was looking for something fun to do, except for like an agile training. So I created this one.
So to,
may I also see something positive?
yeah, go. Yeah, of course, of course.
The positive thing I see is that people that are mostly shy have found another way to communicate by using chats more often, or so that's another way of communication than only face to face.
Yeah. What I'm wondering is why, and I know this is the manifesto for agile software development, okay, but why limit it to, the most efficient blah, blah, to and within a development team is face-to-face conversation? Why limit it to the software development team? Okay, so could it be universal?
To me, definitely.
I didn't follow the whole discussion, but the most interesting thing I heard at the scrum.org celebration of 20-year Agile Manifesto was Arie van Bennekom, who said, yeah, face-to-face is not body-to-body. This is also face-to-face.
Yeah.
But it's 2D, it's not 3D.
We can't hug. Well, I could hug my screen, yes, but yeah, it's not body to body.
Usually I spend my whole day hugging my colleagues though.
Ha, it's remote. Oof.
But you know what you also do, and what you normally do not do if you leave a meeting. If I leave a meeting, I say hi. Otherwise, you just leave the meeting room and you're gone.
Yeah.
And then with people you really like, you say. So that's the hug.
That's true. That's true. So there's a thing. If we'd like to explore or expand the sixth principle, we're not doing write your own manifesto, but we heard this thing about sustainability because we can talk like through a screen. Maybe it doesn't say, like Inge said, it's not necessarily body to body. Okay, so let's imagine now that we're in a situation where tomorrow the company we work for enforces everyone to go in-person meetings whenever you need to discuss something. So we've already seen that, we can do things remote. We've been doing so for 11 months, right? And then suddenly, tomorrow you get an email at 7:30 from the CEO that says, okay, guys and girls, because he's not been trained into this gender neutral speaking, because I would have said folks, So, hey, folks, as from tomorrow, in person is mandatory each time you need to discuss something. I won't do with any of this rubbish. I didn't really understand what you meant and so on. Make sure you're in person each time. Now, we all get that mail and then we will start a think tank to say, okay, we need to do something about this. We need to make him an offer that he can't refuse without involving a horse's head. So how would we propose to the CEO an alternative to this enforced face-to-face? Maybe this is something that we can crowdsource, because it will come.
Definitely.
Is that something you would go for? I'm also asking the group. You can say
Trouble
no.
unmuting, but yes.
Okay.
So actually, we're trying to seek the middle here because somebody pushed the spectrum to the whole other side, and then we're working these days all the way to the spectrum. So what's in the middle? What would be an indecent proposal or a decent proposal?
Decent proposal.
To
Nobody
the
would want
CEO. Okay, yeah?
Yeah.
Good idea. Let's try. So that's the question. I'm going to put a link in here. Just give me a second. Voila, copy board link. Because I'm going to use Miro. Who knows Miro or Miro? Okay. So the idea is it's just a whiteboard, but in digital version. So you can paste stickies. Woo! And you can move them around just like in real life, but then digital format. So chat disabled. I can't do anything. It says here.
The strange thing is I can chat.
Yeah, to me it says chat disabled. But
I can chat.
For me, it's also disabled. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
Now it works.
Now it works. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is why I was always the only one talking in the chat, maybe.
Yeah, but there were others. But I had the same questions, Charles-Louis, in the breakout room that they couldn't do the chat, and I.
Maybe one of the co-hosts enabled it. Okay, so we click on the Miro board.
Yeah. Let's convince the CEO of a better version. So that's the question. What you can see there's a lot of John Does there. I don't think anybody here is called John Doe. So please, I go first to the little rules. So I'm gonna zoom in on this part and take you with me. So everybody made its way to the Miro room? Or anybody is having trouble or?
That's fine.
Works fine. Okay, bring everyone to me. Zoof, the magical button. So just follow me. So first of all, I would like you to choose a spot on the right and just to replace the John Doe with your name. Then what happens next is add a post-it in your square, your personal square, with your proposal, your indecent or decent proposal. Then you're going to wait for the start signal. You will see when the start signal is. You will hear it. And then drag till you drop. So what does that mean? Just move it out of your square. You can't have anything in your square. If there's something there, just drop it in some other square. Of course, only a square with a name on it. When the music stops, stop moving the post-it. Then actually we should see that there is a post-it in your, another post-it in your square. Let's clean up a board a bit because sometimes there is a lost post-it. Then we just put it in an empty square. And then we score the idea, which is then in your square. How do you do that? You right-click the post-it and you do add comment. Then you get a comment pop up, and in that you just give a score from 1 to 5 and say like, yeah, sucks, or awesome idea is a 5, and a 1 is sucks. So somewhere in between, you can give a score. When we've done that, we're just going to do the round all over again. Normally it is 5 rounds, but I think with this amount of people, we're going to do a little bit shorter. And at the end, we have all those scores. And then what you will do is go and look at the thing that's in your square. Just add all the numbers in the comments, just add the total, and then we're going to put a ranking. And that way, we should have crowdsourced and have like the top idea floating on the top. Any questions there?
Not from me.
Okay, just a small warning. If we move around, move the post-it. For some reason, I don't know why, the comment is separately movable. So it's strange in Miro, so make sure you take the post-it. Okay, so John Doe, we have Inge already, Darek, Bruno, just take one of the things. The ones that are empty, then I will remove. Okay. I see someone SDFing. So just there are squares already. Just replace the John Doe name with your name. So choose square. Yeah, if you click the name and you double click it, yep, that's it. then you can replace it. Perfect.
I think Natasha is the only one not there yet.
Okay, Natasha? You find
I'm
your
not
way?
finding it. I don't find a square.
Did you click on the link?
I
in the
find the
chat?
square. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Just one of a John Doe square, so you can replay. I will bring everyone to me so that you can have the same view as me. So you can see all these squares. Maybe the first one over there, John Doe, or one John Doe. Still have to find a female version of John Doe, eh? No,
Jane.
always
Jane
John Doe.
Jane
How?
Doe.
Jane Doe, just Jane. Plain and simple.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
no, a sex neutral one.
Or
Oh.
a sex neutral one, yeah. Do you have an example?
X Doe.
X Doe.
Jojo.
Okay, everybody found one? There she is, X Doe, or it. So I'm gonna remove a few things. So where there is no name, so that you don't have, so don't move it in those squares, please. Voila, X Doe. I'm sorry, X Doe. You're gone. Voila. So this is it. So everybody who knows if you want to take a sticky note, it's on the left. There is a toolbar. And the fourth item on the left in your toolbar is called sticky note. If you click one, choose a color, whatever you like. Take the post-it, and then I'll do in the empty one here. And I start my crazy idea. Voila. So think about our sixth principle, and let's convince our CEO, because he's pulling it off really on the other side. So.
Steven, can you put the link to the Miro again in the chat, because Daisy joined later and she also wants to.
Sure. I'm pasting it. It's not. That's the disadvantage of.
I can do it. I can do it. Otherwise,
it's there.
Okay.
There's the link. So Daisy is going to join too, but she didn't have an intro, so I'll give her a quick intro then. Maybe I'll put her name already. Wait a minute. So we have Daisy joining too. Hello, Daisy. Can you hear me?
Hi there. Yeah, I can hear you.
Hey, did you find your way to the Miro board?
Yes, I did. I don't want to interrupt any work that you're doing, but I can just observe for now. That's fine, because I joined quite late.
So you're just going to play the be an observer. That's the word.
Yeah, because I'm so late now, 1 hour late. So
okay, maybe we do it once again for some other thing. So, but for now, as an observer, okay.
Thank you.
I do see like feedback to the CEO, like answers, but of course I don't see like another proposal, because the proposal of the CEO is really concrete. It was like, no, every meeting is like, so maybe we have to translate it a bit more in, no, it's my counter proposal. Otherwise, we would have to invite the CEO and have a discussion, back and forth arguments. So maybe let's build a proposal. And if the CEO already heard of consent decision making, he can give his objections and concerns, maybe.
But I can't edit my card anymore. Is that normal?
No. Where are you here? No. Or somebody selected you. The only reason might be that someone selected your card. So there is some guest that is blocking your card, I see, Inge. I don't know who.
But that's me.
Huh?
Yeah,
No,
I'm the red
because-
black thing.
Because guest art is on. Aren't you that, Inge?
I suppose.
Yeah, because there is
that's
another
me.
guest looking it seems like. Strange. But I would say take another one and drop it over if it's blocked for some reason. I would say go for a new post-it.
Yeah, but it's not. It's just because you rephrased the question that I said. Perhaps I'll change it, but
Yeah.
I don't know how. Strange, because I've worked with Miro before.
Yeah, I never seen this before. So the only reason that I know is because somebody else selected your post-it, and then indeed it's theirs and not yours anymore. I also see, Natasha, that you have two texts. So try to put it on one post-it because we're going to have to be sure that we can move around with your proposal. And Ronald, I see when really, maybe there's an example like what's really, is there some like criterion or something that you might pop up with, or to have it a bit more tangible? I'm going to give Derek's post-it a bit of, I don't see the color, strange.
The yellow post-it.
Yeah, it's a yellow one,
Yeah.
and for me it's like a transparent one, but it's probably no worries. As long as it's draggable, that's the most important thing.
Will Inge's post-it be draggable if it's stuck?
Well, that's why I proposed to make a new post-it. Inge, did that work for you?
Yeah, so I really have to make a new.
I think because in some way, maybe there was a deadlock. We found a deadlock in Miro. I don't know. What I do see is no. Long press to unlock. No, that's something else. No idea. Sorry, Inge. I can't remove it either.
Do we also give Inge a new box to?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe if you just keep on typing, but I'll move your name here. Walk, voila, and I will do some red. I can find.
I'm out of.
No ideas popping up, Inge?
Oh, there's a red cross.
Yeah. I'll do some red crosses so that you can drop it there.
Okay. Actually, it's a white cross on a red background.
Yeah, indeed. Okay. So Inge, I'm gonna move your orange one to here, okay? Okay for you?
Okay.
If you, voila. And then this one is bird. Okay. I see Derek still typing. Okay. Anybody still need some typing time, or?
Yeah, I just noticed that also somebody extra joined Miro. So if I don't know when you joined, we're working on a Miro board. But maybe for this, I will just add the link in the chat, and then you can follow along.
Yeah. Because if you don't get the explanation from start, I think it's rather hard to follow. So just follow along. What we're trying to do as a summary for people that just joined is to try to crowdsource an idea or a solution. So not like somebody says like, this is the solution. No, we're going to just use the crowd to find solutions and to also see like which one will be on the top of the list in the end and would be selected as the best one. Maybe if you're already done with your post-it, just have a read through all the post-its so that you get a bit acquainted with them. And then when you're a bit acquainted, then I will start the music. And then we go on for a few seconds. So remember the game when you are walking around on a chair and the music stops and then you have to sit down? I think you all know this one. It has a bit of that effect. Okay, so you have all your post-its in your square. So when the music starts, just put it in another square. So it's gonna look a bit messy, but that's okay. No worries.
Maybe I have a question of Natasha's post. There's either a typo, but I don't understand one of the parts. Type PEX sessions. I don't know what PEX means.
Which square is it?
Natasha.
For example. For example.
Okay, thanks.
All right. All clear? Okay. Let's try. So don't put it on a red cross, and I will start the music, take the post-it, and get it out of your square. Is there a new one? Just get it out. 1, 2, 3. Wait a minute. I have to put it a bit.
Jumping off the floor, dance until your feet decide. Party hard, just like it's Mardi Gras, 'cause that's what life is for. And we don't party hardly, we just party hard. And not because we.
Some people are touching the post-it that's in my square. They're doing the work for me. That's nice.
Okay. Music stopped. So let's clean a bit up. Let's put it somewhere. Okay. If it's your own square, just switch it with somebody next to you or something and say like, hey, that's mine. Just move it around. Okay, good. It's in your square, so have a look at it, read it, and then right-click it, do add comment, and just put a number from 1 to 5 as your comment. 5 meaning awesome. 1 meaning, yeah, no. So once we see a red 1 on all these post-its, I see there 1, voila, cool. Then we know like comment is good.
Okay.
All right, I see only the Bruno has to give a score. Yeah, cool. All right, we all have a score. Now, when we do start moving again, be careful not moving the comment. So that's really important because otherwise these comments go the other way with the post-it. I don't know why it's not attached to the post-it, but okay, it's like that. So wait a minute. Don't start moving yet. Not too soon because we got a new song coming up. Okay, let's go. All right. Can't play the song too long.
Oh.
Okay, voila, blank.
Yeah, I would have sung.
I think with this amount of people, we're just going to do 3 rounds. Watch out for the comment, guest muralist, or the indirect square, because you moved the comment a bit. I would put it back on. Yeah, perfect.
Just to read it, I'll put it back. Yeah.
Oh, there's something moving there. Perfect. All right. To read it, sorry.
Yes. Just to read it.
Okay, cool. So once you've read it, give it a score. Right-click the comment. You will see there is already a comment with the previous score. Just add one.
If it's the same, you switch with the next one.
Yeah. We're not with a lot of people, so it might be that you have. Yeah, voila. Then you switch with your colleague.
Right-click. There is a Steven.
Yeah.
I was wondering why on some of these comments you see a 1 or a 2, and if I do it, you do not see it.
Wait a minute.
Seen it already yourself.
How do you mean you see a 1 or a 2, Inge?
I see comments and then a red circle with a number in it. If I put my comment, I do not see the red circle.
So my guess is that it's the number of new comments that you haven't read. So
Yeah,
if you comment on something, you have no
okay.
trouble.
And I have one other question, Steven. Do you always move the post-it that is in your square and move it elsewhere, or you move around with the same post-it all the time?
No, you just put it in some other square. So it's more like the case, like I have my square, like you're the defender of your square, and there's something in your square, so like, hey, get out. So that's the whole idea. So you just defend your square. If there's something in, you put it somewhere else. That's the idea. So that actually this thing starts moving all the time. So you say like, hey, there's a post-it, I'll put it in Natasha's square, for example. I also see that in Derek, there is only one comment I see.
Yes, indeed. That's because I already got that post-it. Yeah, so
okay, but maybe give it the same score then. This is a tryout of this format, so
okay.
I'm also learning along the way. And I see, Natasha, you have posted with 3 separate comments, which is also fine as long as we can add it in the end. But then if you drag it, don't touch the ones or the comments. The same goes for Tinati. There I can see 2 comments, but 2 separate comments.
Can I write two cards? Or I have to stick to 1 card per box for me. I have too many ideas.
Well, we just do this one for now. So it's just
okay.
this one, iteration number 1. Okay. So, so Natasha, you have 3 comments. I think that's 1 too much. No, 2 now. Okay, cool. And then for Tinati, there's only 1 comment. So 1 score, actually, you could see it like that. Is there, Tinati, you have an idea why?
For me as well, because I replied to the previous one. I didn't add a comment. I replied and put the number there.
No, but that doesn't.
That's the idea. That's the idea. So that you keep on. That's the best way. Is that you just open the comment that was there and reply to it and say like next score, so that actually when you open the comment section, then you can see like 1, 2, 5, whatever.
I suddenly realized the question Inge asked earlier: why do some of those comments have 1 or 2 and others have 0?
Mm-hmm.
Those are the unread comments. So your comment you always read. So those are always not there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's indeed the downside. Otherwise, it would be always nice the same number. Yeah, true.
Yeah.
So now we have two comments or 1 comment?
Normally, we should have all, like, in some way, we should have 2 scores on the card. Maybe in 2 comments or in 1 comment or in a reply.
Okay.
Is that the case for everybody?
Yeah.
All right. Let's do then a last one. Which song? Wait a minute. I'm gonna... Okay. And we started. Watch out for the comments.
What is happening? What is this?
The goal is to not leave a post-it in your own. While the music is playing, you should not leave a post-it in your own box.
Okay.
So if you have a post-it, try to put it in someone else's box. You try to keep your own area clean.
Yeah. And while we're doing it, it should look really messy.
I hope nobody.
The music stopped. The music stopped. So.
Yeah. Oh, I've got 2.
Yeah.
So here, this is for Ronald.
Yeah, but also notice that actually this is best done with a bigger audience, because you're very easily like, the same one again.
Yeah.
But also in real life, this happens. It's the same situation then. Okay, so once there is something in your square, I would say reply to the comment that's there, or add a comment, as long as we have like 3 comments in total or 3 scores in total on the post-it.
So a comment. Okay, add comment. I see it.
Hey, who changed my card?
Ella. Don't drag with each other's post-its, Ella.
Are you guys all Belgian?
I paused it twice and I switched it around. Sorry.
Where is Ella? Ella is Belgian, or what is this word?
Where
is
do you
Ella?
see that?
Ella. No, you said Ella, and it sounds French to me. That's why.
Hela, I think it was. Yes, it's
Okay,
Belgium.
now I get it. Hela. Yeah, no, sorry, it's a
Helaba,
bit
yeah.
like, yeah, sorry. A bit of Flemish in between the English. It's Flemling.
Flemish of French origin. That's like multi-layered linguistic. Yeah. Okay.
Well, in my dialect, I do have a lot of influence from French, so I think that's the reason why you sometimes hear a bit of French kind of words in.
You're not the only one. I did a lot of work for Atlas Copco. It's a Swedish company in Belgium.
Yeah.
And I was there for a year, and I think half of the expressions of the people in the team who were all Flemish were French. They were saying like stuff like "allez," a lot of stuff in French, and they said
and voilà is also
the whole time.
Yeah, voilà, and c'est ça, voilà, yeah. Okay, everybody has 3 comments on the post-it. I see Derek even has 4 comments.
So.
Yeah, there were 4 comments on the post-it. 2 of them were mine, so.
That's maybe there's one.
Shall I delete one?
Yeah, just
delete the double my
that's
double.
possible. Yeah.
I can do that. Okay.
Okay. All commented. Natasha, you have
Fixed.
2 comments, I see. Is there one comment that was lost in translation in the
or some just 2 are unread, and because that's the unread thing, it's a strange thing in this.
Yeah. Because I click it to just see the 2 comments. So maybe Natasha, could you score it again?
Again.
That one, just as trying out the format. Also for Roland, I see 2 comments.
Maybe also one thing that we could keep in mind is maybe since Maru joined afterwards, maybe it's possible that some have less comments.
Yeah, Maru, you indeed. I didn't saw it even. Oh,
you see,
there's like an extra post-it.
Yes,
Oh.
so it's probably normal that some have less.
Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. So here we have 3. Here we have. I see for Bruno, we need 1 more extra score. Who wants to score? Just go to Bruno and score it. Someone.
I will score Bruno, whatever that means.
You score Bruno, man. Or and then we have for Roland, we also have someone that didn't see the post-it that it's now in Ronald's square. Just give it also an extra score so that we come from a total of 3. Okay, and there we also have 3. Okay, and then we only need for Maru, so the new square, there is 2 scores if I open the comments, so 1 extra score would be great if somebody would like to score around.
I also noticed that Maru, someone gave a feedback but not a score. I think you should also add a number.
Yeah.
In the one in your box at the moment.
Yeah, so the idea is that, Maru, you joined later, but the idea is that we just use the comment functionality in Miro as a scoring thing. Because what we actually want to do is give the score, but not everybody can see it immediately, only when you open the comment when it's in your square. Maybe another question, and I think it's a good one maybe to start next time when I do this. Have you done this 2510 crowdsourcing in a real world, so this liberating structure already?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've done a similar one, but it's called 35. It's from Tiagi. The difference is that you meet with someone, and then you discuss both cards, and then you've got 7 points that you can share between both cards.
Yeah. Here the idea is actually in real life is that you just write a post-it, you keep it with you, and when the music starts, you just start walking around. So it's one big mess of people walking around. And when music stops, you just exchange the post-it with someone. You put the score on the back of the post-it, bomb, next again.
Yeah.
And in the end, you have actually quickly and fun scored like the ideas that came out of the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this is the digital version. And then you get some Miro stuff and some comments.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. By doing, we learn. We did only 3 cycles. So what I would like to ask now, is there somebody with a 15 in a square? If you open the comment in your square, there's now a post-it. If you open it, is there somebody with a 15 or a
We do the
4?
math, right? We add all the comments.
You just add, yes. So you add all the points and then you get some total. What you can see here on the right is that I provided already a ranking. So if you have a post-it like a 15, 14, 13, 12, just put it there.
Bruno has a 15, I think.
Yes, I said. Yeah,
Is there a 15? Whoa,
Yes.
Nice.
I see.
That's always nice. That's a clear one.
This is a nice thing about the online. You don't have to ask who has a 25 and who has a 24. People just put it where it means.
Because indeed,
You have to pull the attention to the scoring on the right, because my screen was not open on that part. So I was raising my hand. I have a 15, but I wasn't moving the post-its.
Okay. I will do. Watch out! Don't be surprised. Whoop! I'll zoom out so that everybody gets the overview.
My God.
So, for example, for Ronald, if you add your scores, you can put it in the ranking. And if the ranking is not there yet, you can. I would say let's add a post-it then, and just put your ranking in here. So. Yeah, voila! Post-its are popping up. Cool, nice.
And the nice thing as well is like somebody picked a post-it that was in my box, so I'm.
Oh, teamwork.
Zinnikeer,
huh? Yeah.
Yeah.
So Ronald, were you able to add the scores?
You're muted, Ronald.
Sorry, I was muted. Well, what do you mean add the scores? Because
in the comments you have a comment on the post-it. If you click the comment, you will see. But I see there are only 2. Scores. So actually there should have been 3, but it got lost in the move, I think, or something. But
no, there is 1, I guess, and there are 3 comments with 3 times 2 ratings.
Well, but the post-it in your square, if you click on the comment, just click it, that's it. Then there is a pop-up. It says Bruno Lano and guest, and you can see there is a 3 and a 4. So that means 7, but actually there should have been 1 extra comment. So if somebody wants to give
this, I'm not seeing the same thing as you are seeing.
So on the post-it there is like a yellow
yellow
conversation icon, and if you click it, there should
I've just 3 comments with 3 scores and with the same score, and the score is 2. That's
somebody gave a score. So you get a 3 and a 4 and a 2. If you add all of them, then you get like the total of I think 9.
No,
so what we do then is you put the post-it on the 9 level on the right-hand side. You can see that I provided a ranking.
Yeah, and I've taken my post and I put it on the 6 because the ranking I have got is 6. So
but in your square there is a post-it.
Oh.
So the idea could
sorry.
to mention next time, just within your square, take the post-it and put it in the ranking. Yeah.
Okay.
Good feedback.
Sorry. Yeah. I was doing my post-it. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. Yep. I'm noting down.
Sorry. Yeah.
Good one.
Yeah. Okay. So it's a 3 or a 9. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So I think it's also in the 9s. 9. Yeah. Voila. Perfect.
Sorry, I was not following your.
No worries. No worries. This is like Inge said in the beginning. It's a tryout. So
Stephen, just one short question. So this is a liberating structure format? I thought this was a facilitation game.
Yeah, but liberating structures are facilitation techniques. So if you go to the website, there are all kinds of facilitation techniques, and it's a collection which is called Deliberating Structures. And why liberating? Because we liberate something from the crowd.
33, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but of course, all of these things are highly interactive in real world. So I picked this up from a blog post. I will share in the end. Somebody that said like, I tried it like this, and I thought like, I want to try this too and see how it works.
Okay.
And then maybe use it for when I ask, for example, a development team. I have now a problem, for example, that there have lots of dependencies between systems. How are we going to deal with this? And then I would like to just crowdsource everybody in the room. Okay. And what we see here now today is that there is a winner, a very clear winner even, 15, my proposal, only face-to-face meetings for personal feedback. Voila. Any additions to that? Who wrote the post-it?
I wrote a post-it.
All right. So
indeed, from my personal experience, because I started a new assignment and I ended an assignment within the Corona period. So I never saw my colleagues, and it's very strange to create some trust and commitment to the company without even knowing and seeing each other. So it was a strange experience. That's why I know that.
But Derek, would you really do that? Do you think that all types of meetings and then never seeing one another face to face with a team?
No, I actually agree with the boss, so I would do all the meetings face to face.
Yeah.
So I didn't have any disagreement with the boss. That's why I doubted so long before writing it down.
Okay.
You wouldn't have voted
Well,
5.
my opinion is the one of the pointy-haired boss.
But you wouldn't have voted 5 on that topic, on that post-it. No.
We lost Derek, I think.
Okay,
you shouldn't have said that.
We lost Maru also, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Completely lost Maru. Partially lost Derek.
There's some kind of internet cable. Just somebody did like.
We split the internet into 2 parts.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe it's in the IT crowd. I need to push the red button. Yeah.
Yeah. If we go a bit more down then, because Derek is not here.
Yes, back.
Back, Derek.
Yeah, sorry, I have a very bad connection. Sometimes I just.
So this is why you want face to face.
Yes, indeed. That's one of the reasons.
Also, here you're saying like for personal feedback, you mean like one-on-ones then?
Yes, evaluations, for example, or just feedback personally. Yeah, that's for me the minimum we should get.
Because for me the win would be in like a hybrid modus is a bit like that one. So I'm not like the boss. I would say like remote is okay, but if we have something that is personal, and I mean like human, how would I say, not content, so not about your work or the insights of it, but more like me and you and my colleague, how are you doing? These things, to have that at face to face.
Yeah, so that's for me also personal feedback. So
for example,
your
but
mental
also
state, for example, or your family life, or
One challenge I see with that is that like it's also nice to very quickly be able to give personal feedback, but if all the other meetings are remotely, this means that you almost have to organize and plan quite in the head for giving personal feedback. So those are conflicting purposes or goals.
So so you mean it's more formal, and you lose the informality of personal feedback, where you just are talking at a coffee machine, you lose that. Yeah, that's indeed. Let's write it down.
So I noticed that, I mean, of course, we played a few rounds. One feedback, maybe also as a facilitator, is how to ensure that everyone is, with you, and not like with you, but also like, okay, is it like maybe having like one instruction at a time?
Yeah, too fast, the instructions actually. Or maybe try it out with something small first.
Yeah. Especially with these tools, one might be familiar, but sometimes because it was really great that you had all these instructions step by step. But the thing is, as soon as we were back on the squares, the instructions were, I mean, depending on anyone's size, like also Bruno said, I didn't see the thing. So being aware that not everyone has the same screen size, and so making sure that the instructions are at least understood.
All right. Good feedback. Thanks.
What I was also thinking in Miro, you have the frames for that, where you can say we go now to frame this, and then to this frame, and then to this frame. That helps. And then in each frame, you can put a specific instruction as well, so that you have the instruction for now we are going to do this, and now we're going to do that. That helps.
Taking in the feedback, I would go for a tryout first, because once we're busy, I don't think you will have time to go read back the instructions. So maybe with a small tryout or something simple, if you get a bit like, that's giving a comment and moving thing or a post-it, and you give time, and then we do the real stuff.
Especially, I think the tryout would be great on try to keep your square free of anything. Like, you know, maybe having a sheep and or wolves or I don't know what, and you know, just try to keep your or just you create a rubbish or whatever, and then you just try to keep your room clean, and everyone is just flying around rubbish things.
Yeah.
I like the suggestion of the sheep, because I think there's some confusion about whether you're trying to follow your post-it or follow your square. But if the sheep are all identical, it's very clear that you're following the square and not the sheep.
Yeah.
Follow post-it or follow square. Cool. Yeah, good feedback. Yeah.
So we have a quarter of an hour left, by the way. We already did some review, so I'm going to broadcast to the other rooms when it's 2020. But do we continue our discussion or do another round?
Another round, and I would take another question or something, because
I do have one more feedback for the Post-even. I was quite happy, like while we were writing down the post-its, you pulled the attention to the fact that some people were doing a different exercise. And I think that's quite challenging, because often people are scared that they will like scare off people that are like trying, but you end up having two groups doing different exercises. And I really liked how you were like, well, it's good what you did, but the exercise is actually you want to give a counter proposal, not an argument. And I really like that you did that.
Okay.
Yeah. Thanks. Yeah. You reframed also when you saw, and you also helped when Inge was trying to get to her post-it. You quickly said, okay, you know, let's just drop it, and then you put red marks. And you put red marks also on her square to say, okay, Inge, maybe choose another thing. We will not lose time. I've seen some other facilitators who really try to solve it, to fix it, while the rest of the group sits silently and waiting patiently or impatiently. And so this is also great. It's like, okay, you know, the focus is on the exercise. If it doesn't work, move on.
That's it.
Yeah.
By the way, at the moment I can go to the post-it and change it.
Now you can.
So we could also have waited till only 2018.
But I have some extra songs. Don't worry. I have a whole playlist.
Yeah. Kung Fu fighting. You know?
The last one was this one. Wait. Something that my kids dance on in, how do you call it? Let's Dance, the game on the PlayStation and stuff. And it's really power song. And I thought, like, yeah, it's good to. So that would have been the next one. All right. So maybe to close off, some open question from my side. I see the top one was everybody scored like, okay, the human stuff, the personal feedback, not the work-related stuff, is like, let's have that face-to-face. How do you think in your company or where you're working, how is that evolving, or do you think it will evolve that way, or just feeling like, how do you, now we're all working remote, but are there already sparkles somewhere, or that you heard of, or that you maybe are joining or whatever, or it's really all remote and there is no sign yet of maybe this direction?
I have had with my customers several situations. We started the lockdown having big room plannings with 150 people and a network that couldn't allow for good tools or either video on, and we still did it. And for me, it was kind of in German, they say, in der Beschränkung zeigt sich der Meister. So if you just have restrictions and you make the most of it, you still can do lots of good things.
Mm.
And I think that's one of the things that I learned is that, okay, even if you have all the odds against you, if you're a bit creative, you can do lots of things.
Mm. So that means that where you're working, or mostly, or your customers, is that you go for remote and just stay calm, and that's especially for work-related thing then.
It learned me that using the tools, I've used lots of whiteboards, using the chats, just using the little tools you have and make the most of it. And then you see, okay, before I wasn't, I was always impatient with tools. And I was impatient not to learn what they were really about. And now I learn, okay, yeah, take some time, take an hour, see that you get the tools, and then you can take the most of it. That's the thing.
All right. And is there any sign coming up for, like, actually that was a topper here today, the 15? Like for the not the thing that you're talking about, the big stuff with all the tools and facilitating a group for work-related stuff, but more like the face-to-face, human coffee talk, whatever kind of talk. Is that coming up where you, with your clients or something, or are they talking about it, or it's still all remote?
Well, we are experimenting with GatherTown, things like that.
GatherTown.
Which and Sokoko, which gives you more the experience, and so yeah.
Okay.
I don't know what the others have as experience, because I'm talking to.
So, but that means then using remote tooling to do also the informal chit chat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So in Sokoko, you're kind of in an office, and you can see if somebody's standing at the coffee desk, and you can go there and say, "Ah, yeah, I want to have a chat with that guys."
Yeah, yeah, I've used it before. And the other tool, what was that?
GatherTown.
GatherTown.
And it apparently, if you are in GatherTown and you're close to a person on the board, you can talk to him.
Mm-hmm. All right. So all alternatives, like if we can do it in real life, maybe these tools can be a good alternative to hook up.
What was the first name? What was the name of the first tool?
Sokoko.
Sokoko.
Yeah.
I can put it in the chat if you want to.
Okay, thank you. Because the second tool I heard in another meetup from Agile 20 Reflect Festival, but that one I didn't heard of.
Yeah.
Okay.
GatherTown, Neil has experience with it, with the, what is it, Rego STEM, they use it.
Okay. The nice thing would be if you could try out, or like with Miro, have a free account and that it's not paying, because then you can experiment and try with it. I don't know if it works, but I'm gonna definitely have a look at it.
We wanted to experiment with GatherTown for this meeting, but there were 70 subscriptions and the free was only to 25. Now, seeing who came, we could have done it, but we were not sure.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, 25, perfect. That's the size that I need, less than 25, perfect.
So there's also one thing that we do at my client, because there we are not even talking about coming back to the offices, but we're experimenting still with throwing people randomly into breakout rooms for, even if we do like some, I mean, we had an all employees meeting for a domain today, and we just had some questions like, what were your highlights of the past year? And then they spent 20 minutes in group, and they told us it's great to just be talking about something and not necessarily about work.
Yeah.
And being thrown in randomly into rooms, you know, in a domain, there's like usually 80 to 100 people. They might not know everyone. And so it's a great way to force people to talk to one another.
Maybe to spice it up, what I've tried in my previous retrospective was the same thing. I just did random, like hit a button, whoop, breakout rooms, whoever with whoever. And I asked them to open a Wheel of Fortune. with all kinds of questions. So you spin it like and then there is like, for example, I will post a link. This is the wheel. And then you get all kinds of, for example, how does the weather look like on your side, or what's on your bucket list or whatever. But the fun is, of course, that you just ask one of the people there to share their screen, do the thing, and then you get a question. And that way they just have to start playing with that wheel, or don't play with the wheel, whatever they would like to.
Yeah, I also tried another nice thing with Tobias Meyer, which was speed dating. So everyone is in breakout room in pairs. And at some random time, you just shuffle the rooms around. So you pick somebody, you put it in another room. So suddenly you're talking to someone, and then you're moving to another breakout room where you're three for a few seconds, and then one person. And so it's a destabilizing experience, but it's great because you really get to, you try to get the most of the little time you have, and you don't know when you're going to disappear. So
Yeah. Has some power in it.
I don't know, because like I was thinking the wheel of time seemed good for me because I've been in some kind of big meeting where like they split up in breakout rooms, and you got like, I think 3-5 minutes or something to get to know each other. And then there was going to be some kind of going around of presentations. So the same presentation was shown in every breakout room. But what I noticed that these 3-5 minutes were not used because people were like not knowing each other, and they knew we are here for the next thing. So there was a lot of silence. And I think the Wheel of Fortune might have helped there. And I'm a bit worried with the being juggled around, that like you might end up also being like, well, is it worth investing into starting to know each other until we're separated again?
Yeah, but for that, it's great to have a kind of a topic. So it's like, okay, you will do speed dating around blah.
Yeah, you also give them a topic to talk about.
Yeah, always.
Kickstarter.
Yeah,
I think that's important.
Yeah, but also I think coming back to the sixth principle, this face-to-face. So what do we miss if your boss says we all have to go to our meetings face-to-face? Yeah. So what are we missing now? For example, in this meeting, what are we missing? What would be extra if we would be in the same room?
I'm missing a whiteboard.
A whiteboard, but there are tools. We had Miro.
For me, it is more what I miss is the thing that you feel but cannot describe. There is no, like the sixth sense or something. Like if you're in a room with other people, you behave completely differently inside. The way you listen, the way you look, the way you start interacting, small talks, or when there's like a little coffee break, or like the things just emerge. And when you do it remote, you always have to facilitate, find a team, find a tool. There's always something needed to connect these squares with each other. And in real life, it just happens sometimes. And that's what I miss the most, that it just happens. Or I just pass by a desk, it's like, hey. Yeah, that's what I miss enormously, also now.
And it's like the box of sweets that's always at a colleague's place or something, you know?
Could you send one, Charlie? Shall we?
Yeah.
Could you send one?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay.
There you go.
Woo!
Ooh, that looks nice. Good stuff.
What I miss most is if we are in a group, there's only one person talking. In a meeting, I will make some remark to my peer next to me, and things like that. Okay, and that's what I miss most. That's this. You're in a group and only one person can speak, and you cannot have this small comments and this small talk there. Okay, you're already coming back. Hi, guys.
It's funny you say that, because I feel like before having been online, this would have been seen as a problem of like meetings, that people don't pay attention to the main conversation and they're splitting up the conversation. But I do agree, now that having been online, seeing when it's not possible, it's missed.
The thing is, Bruno, that with this chit chat amongst one another, you often already test an idea before you put it out to the group, for example.
Yeah.
Huh?
True.
And that's what you don't have.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, often I've heard complaints about people doing that, but apparently there's value in it.
Well, that's why we have the chat. I mean, in most of the sessions I go, there's always a great side conversation happening, which is kind of related to the main topic, but happening in the chat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to close also the mission to Mars. I hope I will not
break off the mission to Mars.
You want me to? I will.
I will do it. I will do it. I will do it. No problem. I'll wait until 2030, and then they get 60 minutes. They.
Yeah. Otherwise, I wanted to just say hi and say, hey, by the way, you know that.
Yeah, but I broadcasted the message 10 minutes ago. Okay. You got the message, the other, sir?
Yeah.
Ah, okay. So it worked. So I'll close the room. They also get a thing.
No.
Hey.
I think in Zoom, it's always for me like being put on a magic carpet and then suddenly I'm transported back.
Or it's like beam me up, Scotty.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
So let's wait for them to return. Hopefully they're not getting out of the session, because you can also leave the session. But Sarah is there. Hey, Sarah, did we disrupt you?
No, it was okay. It was okay. We were discussing and we were talking about our mural frame and it's trying to fix some issues we had, or at least have an idea to fix it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. If everybody is back, what I want to do now is I'll share my screen. I hope everything works there. One moment. First put it on. Go back here and then go to the Zoom and then share my screen. We set up a small Mentimeter. Have you ever worked with Mentimeter?
No.
No? Well, the thing is, you see my screen now? Yeah? Yep. We do the retro, and either on your phone in a browser or in the browser on your computer, you go to menti.com and tick in the number that is in there to get into the session. Or you can also use the QR code if
the bottom of the QR code is
yeah, I just see that now, so that's not good. Let me stop presenting. Didn't test it up front.
That's fine.
So let's do this. Move it. Come on, move. And then I'll share again. Now you see it. So either you scan the QR code or you go to menti.com with this number. And I will share now the Menti and present. So, are you in?
Yes.
Yep.
Strange thing is that I do not see it, that you're in it. Ah, yeah, you're coming. Okay. So, describe this Facilitation Game Lab session in one word. Extraterrestrial. Those came from Mars, I think. Okay.
Sorry, Inge, couldn't help it.
Strange. Well organized, fun, collaboration. So I see 8 people. How many are we yet still in the meeting? Because I think we lost some on our way, haven't we, Charles-Louis?
Yeah, few. We are 21.
We are 21, okay.
We were 21.
We were 21 and we are now?
17.
17, okay. So I see 13 people, so I'll leave some more space so you can go to the Menti. Liberating structure, warm, novel, digital, yeah, 6th. principal is coming on. Okay, we're 18 and you said we were 17, so that's good. 20. I don't know what's happening here.
You can add more words if you want.
Yeah, you can keep on going if you want.
Yay!
Yeah. So let me go to the next question, and that is for those who were at the MiWi card session. So how would you rate the MiWi card session? So otherwise you just put, I did not participate. So 5, 4, and of course, people who did not participate. How many people were in your session, Jort? You're muted, huh?
We had 4 people in the end, 1 person left.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so let's go to the next question then. What is the feedback? Good and fast format to understand Teams communication. I jumped late and didn't get to participate. I look forward to the next time. Some more comments coming? If not, I'm going to the next slide. Cool and informative. I need to be a bit more patient. Great Teams insight quite quickly. There might be also some delay on the line. Okay. Okay. So let's get to the next session. The mission to Mars. How many stars do you give that? Or you didn't participate, of course. Again, 5 and 4 stars. How many participants were in the session, Sarah?
Actually, I didn't remember. I think about 7, maybe.
6, I think. Yeah.
Okay. So we have already 4 people who were in the session who voted. 2 or 3 to go. Please tell me if I'm going too fast, guys. Okay, 5 people who voted there. And let's then go to, of course, what is your feedback? So teamwork, you can learn a lot, useful for beginner team, good game for starting teams, good game to play with team new to Agile. Sounds super fun next time. So Sarah, we'll continue using it at Baloise?
Definitely, Inge, definitely.
Okay. Good, any more that's coming? If not, we're going to, we were lucky, and Sarah is a star, okay. Nice, nice, nice. I'll go to the next one, if that's okay with you. Which is about this discussion on the 6th principle of the Agile Manifesto. 1 5-star.
Yeah, I'd even add the 2510 crowdsourcing.
Yeah, and yeah, it's the 2510 crowdsourcing, of course. Okay. Some more people who want to vote on this one? Yes, I see it coming. Okay, let's then go to the next one, and you already know, and some people already put in their input. I'm hoping the recording will be shared so I can catch up. Very good to get ideas across and prioritize. Great session for liberating structure in 2510, but title of sessions seem to imply more focus on the sixth principle. Interesting to try out 2510, generally informational. Are there others to come, or did you just skip the question? Great way to find how to facilitate 2510 online. Okay, let's get to the next one, which I will skip because create your own manifesto, the group didn't do it. They joined the mission to Mars, if it's not. So I have one last question. So what is your takeaway on the sixth principle of the Agile Manifesto after this session? Okay, we can do it online too. Somebody said it's face-to-face, not body-to-body, and I like that. Face-to-face is best, but online is quite powerful too. Digital can still be face-to-face if you really want to do it.
Lovely feedback.
Yeah, that's a nice quote.
Yeah.
We can say that remote is okay for some situations and not or, but and. Okay. I think that was the last one. I'll stop sharing. If you still want to add things, that's great. Okay, we are quite at the end of our meetup, but I've opened some rooms. So if you say, hey, I want to network, I met somebody and I want to talk to them, you can go to the breakout room, or we can just chat in this room and meet one another and talk about whatever's on your mind in our community at this moment.
And I also still have one question left. There is a survey from the Agile Reflect Festival itself. I've put it in the chat. So please take some time to fill out the form.
So for who was it the first Facilitation Game Lab, and would you come back?
For me, and I will come back.
Thank you, Sarah.
Me the first one, and next time I will not facilitate, but learn for some other thing.
Thank you, Steve.
But I like the fact that I could try out something. I like that very much.
Yeah, that's the point.
Yeah, for me also it was the first time
for me too.
I was super happy that I made it. What I really love, I have to say this, is all the bookshelves in the background. My bookshelf is in front of me, but it's just looking the same like the ones that I see in the background. So happy relief, not only me.
Yeah, it was also my first time.
First time I joined too.
So, Lisbeth, continue.
Go ahead. Yeah. Thanks for inviting. It was last minute, Inge, but I really enjoyed it, and yeah, would love to join again.
Hey, it was my first time, and yes, just like Steven, next time I will take the time to play to discover something that looked appealing, and but you can't do everything. So
yeah. Well, that's also a bit the difference between the face-to-face sessions we had. we often didn't prepare, and it was kind of people came and they came with a format and we just did it. Yeah. What we saw with online, we prepare much more, and we prepare the breakout rooms and all the things that you need to do. Whilst before it was, people came, oh, I know a nice icebreaker, let's try it out. It was kind of like a lean coffee where we put things on a board, voted, we will start with this session first and then that session. And that's a bit what I miss now sometimes, is that, everybody can do something, and it doesn't have to be a long session. Huh? You can do something for 5 minutes and another something for 15 minutes and those things. So that's what I miss a bit in the online sessions.
So can you tell us a little bit about the me, we card one?
Jort?
Who was asking the question? Sorry.
It's Biljana.
So it's a card game that you can use for a short activity of half an hour minimum to discover your type of personality out of 4 types. So it's simplistic, but it's easy to remember and easy to explain to your teams later on also. And with this type of personality comes a way to communicate. These ways of communicating are sometimes conflicting with each other. So when you start to recognize what are the types of personalities around you, and when you start to recognize the associated way to communicate, then you can recognize that there are some patterns in the way to collaborate, in the way to exchange information, which sometimes can be off balance, not well adjusted, and you can start to adjust your communications to improve the way to share the information and therefore the way to collaborate. So that's what the game is proposing to do. Discover your type of personality, the type of personality of the others around the table, and start to engage in the discussion on how do we communicate together when we are of this type of personality. What are the conflicts that can arise when you work with people who are totally opposite to you in the way to communicate, and how you can adapt to improve the communication and the collaboration in the team. Voilà, in a nutshell.
And is it based on another game, or you kind of created it?
I've translated it in Dutch and in French. It was created. It was created first by a Thai person, a guy from Thailand who went to US and studied in San Francisco and designed it over there. But if you want to look for something which is very similar and where you have a lot of background with psychological studies, and you can look for another communication model which is called DOPE, DOPE. And DOPE is the name of the 4 animals which are in this other model. 4 names of birds: the dove, the owl, the peacock, and the eagle. DOPE. So this one is very similar. It's presenting 4 other types of animals, but it's exactly the same kind of learning, except that with these MeWe cards, you discover that while playing. So at the end, you turn the card face up and you discover what are your types of personalities. Thank you for the question. And you can follow me on LinkedIn. You can see my name in the list of participants. You look for me, you reach out to me, and you will see next sessions if you want to discover it.
Yes, this will be great.
Jort, I found your YouTube.
Yes, you did. Yes, I'm also I'm doing graphic facilitation thanks to the lessons and the workshops of Charles-Louis Demeyer, who was there. So I learned to draw with him, and when I'm going to a workshop, a meetup where I'm discovering something really enthusiastic and new, I'm drawing it. And after I've drawn it on my tablet, on my iPad, I replay the drawing to create a video. Voilà.
But also, Biljana, normally you recorded your breakout session, Jort?
I'm sorry, I forgot to press on the record button.
Okay, so I would have hoped to say, oh, you can find it on YouTube later, but you won't. Okay.
I will just connect and then.
Yeah. Bruno?
Since we're on the topic of graphical illustrations online, wondering, like, you're using an iPad, you mentioned, but like, is that the best tool you would say for drawing online? And what software do you combine it with?
What I propose, Bruno, that you meet me in the meeting room and we talk about drawings.
Sure.
Go to a breakout and discuss it, guys.
Let's go to room
That's
one.
what they're there for.
Okay, let's go there. And to all the other ones who will disconnect or who will chat with others, thank you for your time, for the discoveries together. And thank you to Inge, Charles-Louis, Nell, and Stephen, all the organizers.
Okay, voila. Hey, so if we, for all the people in Belgium, if we would come do our session in July and do a session outside together, would you still see, oh, I'm coming, or do you say, nah, too much too far to drive? By the way, Natasha, we will try and do it in Hasselt.
I would come, I think.
Super.
Try to come.
Yeah. Well, perhaps from Germany, Hasselt is not that far, depending if
Depending on where you
or
live,
Aachen.
where in Germany.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No. It's
Yeah,
always cool
I would
outside.
Ronald?
Sorry, I would like to come too. Yeah, if you do that session. But is it going to through in Leuven or Hasselt?
Well, we were thinking about Hasselt.
Okay, yeah.
For once, which is in fact against myself, because I have to go to Hasselt as well. But at that moment, I will say my car needs some kilometers, I think.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. No, but for Leuven, I would say yes. Hasselt, that will. Let's say my time schedule will decide that. Yeah.
Of course. By the way, do you use many facilitation formats, or is that something new for you? Yeah, of course, Jean-Louis, I know that you use. But for the others, is that something? Because I came now in a new organization, and there's also another coach, and he saw me doing a kind of workshop on how to estimate in study points, and he said, "Whoa, I wouldn't have facilitated it that way. I wouldn't use these games." Why for me that's kind of, hey, of course you do it that way. So, just wondering.
Oh, I think Inge, but you know the answer. I'm not a coach, so I'm really working in teams doing projects, and in the projects itself, it's not often used. Not enough. I think also I participated in the MeWe cards, and that's something you can use in a retro very easily. But in teams where there are no, say, coaches, etc., people are not, they do not use those games, or not enough. I think.
From my experience, the important thing is, and I think it comes back to what Inge is saying, and it's also like people thinking that online meetings are boring. If they've never been into something that's well prepared and well facilitated, then of course they will say online meetings or online trainings are boring, because you're told that I'm also giving classes on visual thinking, and I've got some people who told me like last year that they would sign up, and then the March training got cancelled. Then I moved it online, and some people told me I will only participate in the next in-presence one, because I don't believe that this is a great training to be followed online. And it's their choice, but I think if you can facilitate, if you find activities that have a purpose, that link the objective of the session, like Inge was saying about the estimations, then you can do wonders in a remote session.
Mm-hmm.
And like I talked also earlier about the fact that we use breakout rooms to let people to talk about mundane things in a work meeting. They all enjoyed it, they all loved it, and then their director said, we're going to do this again.
Yeah. But there are two aspects. There's the fact of using facilitation formats and serious games, even if you're working very busily and in a team with a goal and things that you need to release. Even then, there are many formats that can help you out and get great results without you thinking I'm losing my time here.
Yeah, but I'm well aware of that, Inge, so I do agree, but I see that in practice, it's often, the other things got more priority. Yeah? So there's often some, also from management sometimes, like they say, well, we are not going to play a game now. We need to deliver.
So that's the thing. If you don't tell, you need to trick them or to use the words that they will, like make them enough they can't refuse. We will not play a game. We will make a workshop, or we will have a problem solving workshop where we will work on solving your problem. And then I will be facilitating it. All right. So what is your outcome? Okay, I want this as an outcome. Great. Do you trust me as a facilitator? Yes. Okay. And if they try to meddle with your work, or if they try to meddle with my work, I say, okay, let me also meddle with your work, if you please. Because if you meddle with my work, I can also meddle with your work. So if we work on the outcome, if we say, okay, I know how to facilitate this because I have so many years of experience, and I know that you've got experience in facilitation. So then you can just say, let me do the magic. We'll get the outcome.
We'll try it.
We've had a lot of really fantastic success with online meetings with, I'm co-president of Experience Design Group in my hometown over across the pond in St. Louis, Missouri. And we have been able to facilitate some really amazing interactive events. And there's a partner group that we work with, and they host something called the XD Free Skate, where people get together to do problem solving and break out into groups to tackle different topics. And Mural is the main tool along with Zoom Breakout Rooms. And so we've got one coming up soon, and it's open globally. If anyone's interested in seeing how that's facilitated, feel free to reach out to me on LinkedIn. And I'd be happy to send an invitation your way if you're curious to see how it's done. It's so much fun. And I've actually been able to take a couple ideas from those facilitation sessions, those workshop sessions, that I'm going to be able to fully develop into community projects.
Yeah, but I think that the main thing about facilitation in these games is, and that's also where they call them serious games. It's not the game for the game. It's to get to a goal, and you do it on a purpose. You do it with a purpose and to get to a certain goal. But even then, some games might just be good for the team building as well.
I think for me, it's if you reflect to the challenges they have. So I currently did a game with a team that it's actually bidding for work. And I actually told them that they very rarely think about who the customer is, but really thinking about it, not just saying, okay, they have asked us three questions, let's respond to them. But really, so there is a game called the Dot Game, and I kind of tricked them that the first game they started just doing stuff. And I'm like, but you never talked about your customer. and the customer was so involved. And I'm like, how often do you have your customer ever involved when you do RFPs or RFIs? And they're like, never. So I reflected to it, but I will say that it's a lot of preparation, and also it's a lot of things to support them to start the game well, because you have to assume that a lot of them, they might not be able to manage the board, manage the technology well. So you need to factor that. And until everybody is certain with the technology, you can't move on. So I have added quite a lot of things to make sure that people are comfortable starting the game. But then it's the normal coaching, where if you can reflect to the situation. So I also did a game with my team. We are consultants, and with my boss, just reflecting our team meeting. And we did, there is a game called Monopoly, and we played Monopoly, which I have changed it as being more with agile principles and values. But also what I have done is the whole thing about, we never say thank you to each other because we work on different projects. We never communicate with each other because we were clients. So just having this an hour and a half, but it took long. I had to twist it my boss's hand to actually set up a call. But people, they have been 6-7 years in the organization. They said this was the time where we chatted most. So I'm very, very big believer of the games, but first you need, I completely agree with Charles. You need to trick them in. So if you say game instead of simulation, they will never show up. Because they will see, but if you say simulation, for example, team dynamic simulation. And the other thing is, I think at the end of the game, you need to have things that will take away and implement.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree there.
But yeah, brilliant.
By the way, I'll stop the recording now, won't I? We can continue chatting.